subscribe to Gizmo Times and get notified about our latest videos by hitting the bell icon.
Okay, in the recent times, Samsung has been one brand that most of you would have preferred over the others for their flagship smartphones, obviously, and it would be competing only with the likes of Apple. But now times have changed. It's 2019, and we're seeing some of the promising brands actually coming up with great flagships. So one of them is the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom that we have seen recently, and in this video, we're going to do a full overview comparison of the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom with the Samsung Galaxy S10. To start with, this could in a way be a fair comparison because we're talking about a phone that's priced at 50,000 rupees compared to a phone that is priced over 65,000 rupees. So there's quite a lot of difference with the price, though both of them have the similar kind of variants. We have 8GB plus 256GB on the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom compared to the 8GB plus 128GB on the Samsung Galaxy S10. And that's the price that we're talking about these variants for. So there's a difference of about 16,000 rupees for both the phones, and that is with the similar kind of variants having the same amount of RAM but not the same amount of storage, where the storage is better on the OPPO device. Firstly, with the display, both of them offer quite a good display, and it's an AMOLED display on both of them, having a great output for the colors. But the major difference here would be about the panoramic display on the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom, because it doesn't have anything on the front. There's no notch even for the camera. There's no cutout for the camera, which the S10 has. S10 has that Infinity O notch kind of thing where you have the cutout with the display itself for the front-facing camera. But here it's that camera on the top of the phone, which is called the shark fin rising camera on the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom, which makes it quite unique and different, as well as giving you a larger screen size. So it's a 6-inch display on the Samsung Galaxy S10 compared to the 6.65-inch display on the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom. Next, moving on to what the phone are powered with. It's the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 processor, clocking at 2.8 GHz on the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom compared to the Samsung's Exynos chipset. I won't say the Exynos chipset is any bad at all, but in the end you know that it doesn't have the Snapdragon 855 variant in India, and that is what it might matter to some of the users who always look for a device that has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 or whatever the flagship Qualcomm chipset is when the phone is launching in India. We have seen other brands coming up with that, but with Samsung that's not the case. You still see the Exynos chipset being available in India and not the flagship one. So in that aspect, the Snapdragon 855 would be a clear winner for me. And you would have seen our videos around 855 chipsets gaming, and you have seen how well it performs. So that powering the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom is obviously a plus point for the Reno 10X Zoom. Now moving on to the camera combination here. So these phones have a triple rear camera combination. Again, for a flagship, there are phones ranging from having one camera to three cameras, and the triple rear camera combination here is quite perfect for both the phones that are given here. But I would say that the Reno 10X Zoom here is easily a winner, because not just how the capture quality is, but also with what the cameras are able to offer here. There's a 48 megapixel primary camera, that's a Sony IMX586 sensor camera. Along with that, there is one telephoto lens that is capable of taking you up to 60x digital zoom, while on the other side the Samsung Galaxy S10 can take you up to about 10x of digital zoom, and easily you could take it up to 10x zoom and still see quite a lot of detail captured. And in this price range, or even in any flagship, you won't see quite good zoomed pictures when compared to the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom. And also there's also a wide angle camera that is present on both the phones. So the wide angle functionality seems quite the same on both the devices, but I would say that the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom did take very well colors. It maintained the contrast ratio well. The brightness in the pictures was good even in low light conditions with that ultra night mode 2.0 that was given in the device. And overall, with every aspect we have seen the Reno 10X Zoom to do quite well, even because of the fact that it has dual OIS on the primary camera, also on the telephoto camera. So while zooming into the pictures, there is some stability, so you don't see any shakes while taking those captures as well. So that is one another major point for the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom to be actually better than the Samsung Galaxy S10. With the selfies, we've seen people giving ratings to Samsung devices being quite good with the selfie cameras. But in this aspect, again, I'd say that we are completely satisfied with what OPPO has to offer when it comes to the selfies. Obviously, OPPO's technologies in selfies, beautification and improvement has always been good, and that has been implemented here as well, with the 16 megapixel selfie camera doing a much better job when compared to the 10 megapixel camera on the Samsung Galaxy S10. Now moving on to another major important aspect in these smartphones. In flagships, what we have seen people complain about is the battery life. Even the budget range, even the mid-range smartphones, they have been doing much better when we talk about the battery life because of the battery capacity. In that price range, we usually see phones not being good at designs. and that is one reason why they are not good at designs. It's because of the battery that is given in them. There's a large battery given for the satisfaction of the users, and that is a compromise done with the flagships. But here it's a 3400 mAh battery on the Samsung Galaxy S10 compared to the 4065 mAh battery on the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom, and obviously the Reno 10X Zoom has given a much better battery life compared to the Galaxy S10. And not just that, with the charging capacities, the capability of charging, the adaptive fast charge here was able to charge the phone in about 100 minutes for the entire 100% charge. On the other side, the 4065 mAh battery on the Reno 10X Zoom was charged at about 85 to 90 minutes with its WHOOP 3.0 charger. So one thing to actually note here is that it's 3400 versus 4065. So the battery capacity is higher, still it's taking lesser time to charge the phone fully from 0 to 100. So a major advantage for the OPPO Reno 10 Zoom here is not just the battery life that is offered, but also the charging speeds that are given here. And to add to the camera part, one part that we actually missed talking about is the camera bump on the back. The Galaxy S10 has a bump on the back, and we aren't exactly sure whether there's a proper protection given to the cameras on the back of the phone, but here it's completely reversed. There's no bump on the back of the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom, but still, if you are someone who's worried about it, there is one O area that is given on the back which actually first lands whenever you slide the phone onto any flat surface, and that removes the need of using any cases. Usually with every flagship or any phone that has a glass back or something that is prone to scratching or breaking, you would use a case, but I won't suggest that on the Reno 10X Zoom because you can actually show off this design which looks brilliant, and you don't have to worry about the scratching or the breakage of the glass on the back because the camera is actually double protected here. There are a few things to notice here. Samsung has tried to do quite well with the camera aspect. Also with the UI, they are both having the latest Android OS version, that's Android 9 Pie, and obviously you can expect the latest OS updates on these two phones. The camera combination is better, the battery life and the charging is also better on this phone. So this was the comparison of the OPPO Reno 10X Zoom and the Samsung Galaxy S10. I hope you like this video. If you do, do share and subscribe to Gizmo for more. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.